I have chosen to research the homeschool population in Hartville and Uniontown, Ohio. I chose this group because I service this specific population often as a children's programmer at the library in Uniontown, and I was expecting the project to be fairly simple. It was not. I ran into difficulties in the very beginning when I was trying to find statistics of homeschooled children in the area. There is no definitive data on how many children are homeschooled in this area, but the National Center for Education Statistics, or NCES, has estimated that approximately 3% of the population of school-age children are homeschooled. This would put the number of homeschooled children in Stark County, where Hartville and Uniontown are located, at roughly 3,000. This is a small number in comparison to the 87,600 children in school, but still a relatively large population for which no specific library programs are available. This brings me to two questions. Number one, where can homeschool families be found within the community? And number two, what is the best way to reach these families? First, families of homeschooled children choose this method of education for several reasons. Religion is one reason, and a reason that plays into the large population of homeschooled children in this area. Hartville and Uniontown house 7 Mennonite churches collectively. This does not seem like a large number of churches, but when looking at the population of these two towns, it is slightly shocking. Hartville and Uniontown together are only populated by 6,000 people. That's 850 people per church, and that's only if 100% of the population is Mennonite. Going to Mennonite institutions in this area is one way to better serve homeschool families who affiliate with this religion. The Mennonite Education Agency provides educator resources to families through the United States who have chosen to homeschool their children from this angle. This site offers a list of resources to these families, specifically to families in Uniontown. This list can be used by libraries to gain more information about this population. Religion is not, however, the only reason to homeschool a child. The NCES offers these other reasons as well. Moral instruction, concerns about school environment such as safety, drugs, peer pressure, dissatisfaction with schools in the area, children with special needs, and children with health problems. Knowing these reasons can lead to a more comprehensive method of outreach to these families. Now for my second question. What is the best way to reach out to this very specific group? I suggest reaching out to specific families who use the library and asking them what programs are lacking in their home curriculum that our library could provide. In other words, handing out a survey. Part of the difficulty that comes with reaching out to this user group is that many resources already exist for them. The simplest way to find out what programs would be beneficial would be to directly ask them. Keeping an updated list of library patrons who homeschool would also be beneficial to library programmers. Through this library, many homeschool families use educator cards in order to check out materials for homeschool curriculum. Compiling a list of people with educator cards who are homeschool parents is a good place to start when compiling the directory. Once the library has an updated list, reaching out to these patrons could be as simple as clicking send on an email. Next, the fun part begins. What new programs can be offered to this user group? My personal experience has shown that parents of homeschoolers are often interested in programs that are only directed specifically to children who are homeschooled, which defeats the purpose of a public library. Libraries are for the public, not for one specific user group. There are, however, several ways a library can tailor its programs toward a homeschool community. First, as I have mentioned already, the library could submit a survey to these families. Surveys should be used only sparingly because of the amount of time required to tally data, but in this case, a survey may be the easiest way to gain information fairly quickly. Next, libraries can offer programs when school-age children will be in school. This may not be the most ethical way to handle this situation, as holding a program like this will most definitely rule out most of the population from coming. Another option would be to hold the weekday daytime program. for homeschoolers, and then hold the program again on a weekend when school children will be available. This may be the easiest way to include everyone on this issue. Designing programs for this group is not impossible. While I was writing this paper and working on this project, I was working on building a parent-child book club in the library where I work, in hopes that more homeschool families would attend. The first book I chose was The BFG by Roald Dahl, which is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, the only one family showed up. It was a homeschool family with 2 children, aged 7 and 9. Despite the low turnout, I was able to have a decent discussion about the book with these children and their mother. They were enthusiastic, and they promised to contact their other homeschool friends to let them know. When I held my second book club, no one showed up. This was extremely disheartening, but I was not able to personally contact these families to invite them to the program, so they may not have known about it. In theory, a parent-child book club seems like a great idea to direct towards this user group. It is a great way to get kids to read and can be a wonderful supplement to parents' lessons. Book discussions can open up topics children may not have thought about before, and getting a group of people to sit down and talk about it can offer perspectives that may be different than just what home education provides. Homeschool families are often looking for enriching ways to get their children to interact with others, and I have not given up on this book club idea yet. I will continue to use word of mouth to try to get families of homeschooled children to attend library programs. In the meantime, the library will continue servicing this group in a very traditional way. Thank you for listening to my presentation.